You want to start a new business. Why? Because working for somebody else sucks. I'm Ryan Stewman, and I help entrepreneurs and business owners make more money and ultimately become the greatest version of themselves. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about taking the speculation out of starting a brand new business. Well, listen, before you get started, you got to understand that 1 in 5 businesses fail in their first year. That means that you have a 20% chance of failure year 1. On top of that, the idea that you have may not be the idea the marketplace is looking for, but how do you know if your idea is a good idea or not? A lot of businesses fail in their first year, clearly 20% of them, because they have bad ideas. The other day I was at a real estate deal and the person was selling their home and I was the buyer looking to buy their home because they had made a bunch of business mistakes. The main business mistake that they made was they didn't find out if they had an audience for the offer that they were making. And that's what most people do. They think, oh, well, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. I one time met a guy who invented like a koozie, but just the top part. Like the koozie already existed and he thought it was a great idea to invent just the top part of the koozie. Spent $50,000, $60,000 getting patents and drawing up all this stuff on there. Nobody cares that the top of their beer is cool or hot or whatever. It's the beer inside it that you want to keep cold. So a lot of people mess up by speculating that everybody thinks the way that they do. First of all, that's a symptom of narcissism, right? We all got it on some degree. Second of all, let me help you avoid that. Years ago in 2013, I hired a mentor by the name of Kevin Nations. He taught me something that has forever changed the way that I do business. It's one of the most brilliant ideas, but it's so simple. So what is this brilliant idea? Kevin Nations calls it the lean-in method. So what you do is you go to social media, wherever you have an audience, and you go to the audience and you say, if I could do X, Y, Z, is that something you'd be interested in buying? You simply lean in with your audience. Why does he call it the lean in? Because it works like this. If you're going to go kiss somebody and they say this is a person and they're sitting here and I'm about to kiss them, I'm not just going to go for the first time. I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about 60%, see if she comes 40%. That's right, I said she, I'm not assuming pronouns, I know who I am. She comes 40%. Now I've got 60% lean in, she comes the other 40, I got a kiss, I know I got a deal. We're gonna do the same thing on social media. We're gonna say, if I sold this, or if I created this, or if I made this, would you be interested? I'm gonna lean in 60%, they're gonna come in 40% with either a hell no or a yes, and then we're good. Most people, they don't know if the audience wants it or not, but never before in history have we been in a time where we can actually find out if there's a demand for our idea. There's been plenty of times where I've said, hey, if I could do this, would you be willing to do it? Just this year alone, I made $500,000 from a product that I created because I asked people if they'd like to learn how to lead masterminds in the way that we do it. But in the past, I've also offered people things that have completely failed. And I'm really happy that I didn't spend time building that project out and building and developing all this before I asked my audience. See, I watch people, they come up with an idea, they go spend all the money, they go do all the work, then they create this great, brand new, beautiful, shined up product and nobody wants it. They'll end up losing the existing reality they had now because they chased a dream that now, because they chased it in the wrong order, will never manifest the way that they dreamed it. Now they're living a nightmare. But all you have to do is just do a little bit of leaning in. It's that easy. By the way, if you'd like to find out more simple but highly effective methods like this, you can go to freestrategysessions.com, fill out the form. Myself or one of the people on our team will take your call, walk you through a strategy session where you can learn things like this, implement them in your business, and if we can make you an offer on something that you decide to work with us, we'll partner up together to make a killing in the field together. Again, go to freestrategysessions.com. But most importantly, before you go start anything, before you try to sell anything new, this applies to going and getting a new sales job too, by the way. If you sell Fords and you're really good at selling Fords, you need to lean in with your audience before you go sell Toyotas. You need to lean in with your audience before you go sell roofs, because you might find out nobody wants what you're thinking about making the switch for. Rise above it.